And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live on the road today. As we are, we're here again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on People Street. Axel Stein shines. He's here. He's ready to go. And you see the countdown. 24 days, 7 hours, and 49 minutes to Cyclone football. And so the Cyclones will take on Science Hill basically 2 weeks from Friday night. It's hard to believe it's here, but it is here. And so we're excited about that. And we'll talk all about that coming up here as the show unfolds. Again, here where it's peach season at Chick-fil-A. Yeah. And peach milkshakes, peach frosties, you name it, they've got it. And so we're here again on People Street in Johnson City on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Going to be joined by Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press. Greg Salyer, Mr. Baseball, is going to join us. And so got lots going on. It is the trade deadline week coming up on Monday. August the 3rd is the trade deadline. So there's a lot of activity or purported activity. We'll see how it's going to be. But I guarantee there are going to be some teams, they got to be, trying to get stronger and better down the stretch run for the playoffs. We'll take a look at the standings. We'll take a look at who's playing where today. And we've got it all for you right here in the Tom Taylor Sports Show as we work our way through again this Tuesday. Normally we're here on Wednesday. We're here on Tuesday. Tomorrow, brand new sponsor will be at Blakely Mitchell Men's Clothing Store in Bristol. Got the big summer sale going on. We'll be there tomorrow. Thursday we'll be at Cannon's Final Home Furnishings, and Friday we'll kick off the weekend and wrap up the week at Food City and Gray. So that's our schedule for this week. So lots going on in the world of sports, and so we will take a look at that coming up here in just a few minutes after we get through the national anthem. So who's going to do it today? The national anthem of the greatest country in the world. It's us, of course. And let's see, how about how about him? Let's bring him in. Let's see if I can find him real. Let's just do this one. How about Jennifer Nettles on the Tom Taylor Sports?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live again at Chick-fil-A, excuse me, in Johnson City. Let's give you the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross. Unashamedly, we do that. It's the least I can do. Goodness, for what he does for me. So here it goes. And it goes like this. If a situation or a circumstance is given you or is currently giving you dark days and tough times, and you didn't or don't know if you could get through it, he turns our dark into light with his unconditional, caring love and the strength he will give us to press on. Psalms 18:28 says, "You, O Lord, keep my lamp burning. My God turns my darkness into light." And Psalms 18:31 and 32 says, "For who is God besides the Lord? Who is the rock except our God? It is God who arms me with strength and makes my way perfect." Hope this is a comfort for you here this morning. It's good stuff. Appreciate all the verses in the book. In this case today are coming out of the book of Psalms. Birthdays today From All in the Family fame, Sally Struthers, Gloria, 78 today. One of my favorite all-time broadcasters having a birthday, Marty Brennaman, the voice of the Reds, who's since retired. He's 84 today. Those are the birthdays again on this Tuesday. Seems weird because I'm usually here on Wednesdays, but this week we're here obviously on Tuesday. All right, so you get rewarded for messing up. It's amazing to me. This thing is so out of kilter. At least in my humble opinion, it is. All right, Michigan Athletic Director Ward Manuel. All right, the controversy, we've talked about it for weeks at Michigan. Hasn't gone away, probably not going to go away anytime soon because he's there at the end of the year. However, for him to ride off into the sunset, Michigan's going to pay him a lump sum of $7.14 million. It's part of his separation agreement. They will buy out the remaining 3 years of his contract. He'll step down on December 31st. Manuel agreed to step down following investigations into former football coach Sharon Moore's relationship with an executive assistant and a probe into the athletic department as a whole. So basically, he got a failing mark through the eyes of the president and the board, so they're going to buy this guy out. So basically, this is the way I look at it. So, okay. He gets former athletic director perks, such as being eligible for tickets to Michigan games and having golf privileges. It is what it is, but it would appear to me that he's not really taking a hit too much here. The university also agreed to make a $108,000 contribution to his retirement. This is over and above $7 million given him. How in the name of the good Lord could you not live on $7.14 million and you need a retirement? They're going to pay his attorney's fees. Now, these are the attorney fees to defend himself against Michigan. Michigan, we'll pay that too. Are you kidding me? He must know something. $82,000 they're going to pony up for his attorney fees, plus $108,000 for his retirement, plus a lump sum of $7.14 million. He agreed to remain employed by the university until he voluntarily resigns December 31st. Also agreed to not be an athletic director or senior advisor for any Big Ten school for 2 years from the date of his resignation. Why would you go anywhere at $7.14 million? Lump sum. Pop it into your account. Direct deposit. He is allowed to accept employment outside the Big Ten with no penalty. Unbelievable. But, if they're dumb enough to pay it, I'm dumb enough to deposit it, I guess is what I would say. So, anyway, that's the latest. Ward Manuel to agree to ride off in the sunset. They're paying for his attorney fees. They're going to put $108,000 in retirement, and they're giving him a check for $7.14 million. I don't know if that's now at the end of the December 31st. I'm not sure. So he could sink the program, and they know it. Absolutely. Way to go, Jonathan. Hit that bell. Absolutely. So they just want him to ride off in the sunset, and they're going to give him whatever he wants because I'm sure, like anything else, he knows more than's being said. Guarantee it. He's been there. He knew about Coach Moore. He conceded that. He knew what was going on. Everybody did kind of look the other way. Then the sign stealing, go back into that in the Harbaugh era. He was there for that too. So, anyway, I think Jonathan nailed it. He could sink the program, and they know it. So, give him what the boy wants and get him out of town. Duct tape his mouth and get him gone. So, anyway, that's what's going on in Michigan. What's going on at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City, it's busy as always. And, of course, you got the dragon fruit summertime drink. It's going to be hot and muggy today. Got some storms. Could be severe around today. So, now, who was it that was telling me over the weekend they were tired of the rain? I'm thinking, oh, wait a minute. I get that to a point, but there's other places in this country begging for rain. The ground's cracked. They got drought conditions. The lake levels are down. So now I heard somebody have the audacity. I'm thinking, really? You sit up there, you sit sometimes and think, does God just look down here and just shake his head like, you bunch of pampered, spoiled brats? He doesn't, but I would. It's like, really? So now I've got people telling me it's rained too much. Well, we don't. So I just smiled. I'm thinking, okay, you don't get it. So everything he does is a gift. We need the rain. There's other parts of the country begging for the rain. Now we got people complaining there's too much rain. Okay. Well, thank goodness he doesn't. He's going to do what he's going to do. He's God. Anyway, we got rain coming, got some storms, and so, we got the dog days coming up here in August. Starts on Saturday, and the dog days will be, usually it's dry and hot. So the rain now is probably not probably, it is a blessing for what could be happening later on here in the month of August, coming up starting on Saturday. Now the farmer's tale. Grandma used to say, I do this every year, and I'm not really sure if it's even how accurate. I forgot to look last year. I don't think it was. But we didn't have too many August foggy mornings either. Now, the old farmers was for every foggy, I mean, I'm talking just blanket, not just go down in a little fog here and back up. Down in a swag on the road, there's a little fog. I'm talking about a blanket fog across the region. For every one of those, they always say it translates into a snowfall later on. So we didn't have too many foggy mornings in August last year. I don't think we had any. And we didn't have much snow either. So could be something to it, but we'll start tracking that on Saturday, August the 1st, which is still hard for me to believe it's coming up on Saturday. Where did July go? Where did June go? Where did May go, for that matter? 24 days, 7 hours, 38 minutes till Cyclone football. The T.A. Duggar Fighting Cyclones start 2 weeks from Thursday. We'll have that for you. Sullivan Central coming to town to open up the season. They've switched the format. Used to be the varsity played first and the JV, so they're doing kind of what everybody else does in all the other sports. In basketball, they play the JV games first, and the varsities are the marquee games. Well, that's what they went back to on the JV side. So the JV games will be first, which we're not going to stream, of course, and we will stream the varsity game on the second side, or second game. So, hello, Gavin. How you doing, sir? Ready for 2026 football? Yep, he's 100% ready. And I get that. So am I. So is the guy's going to join us here coming up. Axel Stein Shines. He's here. We'll get him on. Andrew Smith will join us in a few minutes. Sports writer, Johnson City Press. We'll get his take. See if he was on the, he's the voting media man. He's in the media. So did he get a chance to vote on the SEC media poll, and did he pick Tennessee at number 8? Also coming up top of the hour, you've got Greg Sire talking Mr. Baseball. And this is the week. We're talking, folks, there's going to be wheeling and dealing between now and Monday. Teams are going to be buying to get better. Teams are going to be selling to unload because there have been big disappointments. So who goes where? Who's going to get stronger for the push? What will the Braves do? What will the Phillies do in the East? In the Central, the Brewers get even stronger. They're the best, one of the best teams in baseball. In the West, the Dodgers, they're going to go after Skubal, or they're going to leave him alone. Hello, Carrie Reed. How you doing, lady? Got a chance to introduce her to youngins tonight. It's pretty cool. Meet the Cyclones. We have 11 sets of brothers on Cyclone football, either T.A. Duggar or at the high school or both. And she's got 2 of them. It's pretty cool to show you how plugged in the families are in Elizabethton. 11 sets of brothers, and the Reed boys are one of them. So looking forward to calling it. 24 days, 7 hours, and 36 minutes for the high school. And, of course, T.A. Duggar is even closer. It'll be 2 weeks from, 2 weeks from Thursday. Hard to believe. Wow. Hard to believe. I keep saying that, but it is that which it is. Quick break. Axel's here. He's going to join us coming up next. And then we got Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press. And we also got Greg Salyer, Mr. Baseball. We're here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on People Street. It was cool to see. You're very welcome. I love doing that. Sean said, can you do that Friday night? I said, can I do it? Absolutely. Oh, but I don't think I botched it. I went down trying to get everybody's names. There's a couple of Borquez. There's a couple of tricky names. I don't think I botched them. There's a couple of tricky names of the cheerleaders. I went with Victoria and got their pronunciations, and I don't think I did. If I did, I certainly didn't mean to. But, yeah, it was a cool night. Good crowd. Pretty crazy. In fact, it's interesting. A couple of the boys have transferred in from other schools went, wow, we don't have this at the old school. Yeah, it's a little different ball game in Betsy-town. All right, quick break. Axel Steins, he'll shine next on the Tom Daly Sports.
We're proud to help our region move forward and help reopen every business we can.
Brummett Sports Shop in downtown Elizabeth with your favorite school's t-shirts, polos, or hoodies. They can put your school, church, or company's logo on lots of different styles of hats, including Nike and Richardson and now Travis Matthew. Windbreakers, sublimated shirts, pullovers, koozies. They can order for any area school and your favorite team. Dry fit sleeveless hoodies, Nike dry fit t-shirts, women's and toddler sizes. You can order any uniform for any sport, including the pants or shorts from Brummett Sports Shop. And they always have a clearance rack to save you money. Plaques, trophies, medals, and ribbons, and all the engraving is done in-house. And they offer hard-to-find Letterman jackets of your favorite school for guys, ladies, and now elementary and middle school athletes too. And they offer all the different sports patches as well. Brummett Sports Shop, downtown Elizabeth, and Facebook, Instagram, website, BrummettSportsShop.com, phone 542-2321, Brummett Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton. Back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Brummett Sports Shop, by the way, has got some great specials going on. They got these mesh jerseys. On the top is not mesh. I'm not sure what it is, but they got them on sale. And so you got those. You got some football pants on sale. Got a lot of things. We got several clearance racks at Brummett Sports Shop in downtown Elizabeth, one of our great sponsors. Axel Steins Shines. Oh, boy. He's here. Papa Bear brought him today. Papa Bear is like a taxi. It's the Robert Steins taxi. He takes him everywhere. He just grins and keeps on going. You're so lucky your dad's really cool, isn't he?
Yeah.
Papa Bear's cool. Saw Mama Bear yesterday. She came by. She grooming doggies today.
Yep, she is.
All right, there you go. There's your sign. Axel Stein Shines. What is this today? Number
32.
Number 32. Oh,
doggies.
boy. Woo, doggies. There you go. How many days to countdown, sir?
So we are 24 days away, folks. 24 days from now. 7 hours, 32 minutes, and 46 seconds and counting.
I'm getting fired up.
Yep, I am.
I've
for
been
the
fired up.
Cyclone Walk.
Yes, it was. By the way, we got a chance to hang out yesterday at Texas Roadhouse. They were doing a cheerleaders. We're doing a cheerleader night to raise money for the cheerleading program.
Whoa.
Got me some good food. You like Texas Roadhouse?
I prefer Blue Moose right
Blue
up
Moose?
the street.
All right.
Yeah.
We like Texas Roadhouse. Blue Moose good too. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, we were there with the cheerleaders yesterday. Saw a bunch of Cyclone fans
I
in
also
there.
do love Kickback Jacks.
You like Kickback Jacks
here
too?
in Johnson City.
And you like Chick-fil-A too, don't you?
Yeah.
What are you having today?
12 nuggets,
12 nuggets.
2 fries, and
Two
a
fries.
large sweet tea.
And
And
a-
off we go
Off we go.
for the second day in a row.
That's it. Andrew Smith will join us coming up here in a minute. Sports writer, Johnson City Press. We'll see if he voted Tennessee 8th in the media poll. They didn't get a very good poll, I didn't think, but we'll see. But we'll let him talk about that, and he's got his Braves hat on too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing good.
Yeah, because they're on a winning streak.
That's it. That's it. When the Braves are good, Andrew's wearing the Braves hat. There you go. When they're not doing good, he's got the Rome, Georgia hat on.
Yeah.
Or the Titans or something. So,
Yeah.
but they're on a roll right now. So we'll talk about that. Now, Cyclone Walk, what's that all about?
So it's where the guys come out of the locker room and into the stadium. I usually give them high fives, and so do the cheerleaders. Yeah. And the coaching staff. Don't forget about Sean as well.
Mhm.
Ryan, everybody.
Mhm.
And of course, me and Carrie are recording it for the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page.
You got it. Coach Hurley, Coach Holt, Coach Harrison, Coach Turner. I'm going to leave somebody out. Of course, Coach Whitten and Coach Whitten, both Whittens. And I'm sure there's somebody I'm leaving out. I'm doing that but from memory. But all the coaches, you high-five them.
Yep.
And you high-five the cheerleaders.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Boy.
And Miss Victoria, Miss Vanessa, the sponsors. So he's all about that. So they go in and stretch.
Yep.
And the cheerleaders go get their pom-poms, get ready to cheer.
Yep.
And you get all fired up and get wound up, ready to go, right?
Yeah.
Now, tonight is the back-to-school bash?
Yep.
Yep. You going there tonight?
Yep. 6 to 8.
Okay.
And like in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
That's where all the school supplies are. Like when you get them inside AL John Treadway Gymnasium.
Yep. You'll be in there tonight, 6 to 8.
We actually did not have practice today. I think the reason why was because what's happening tonight.
They're setting the gym up,
Yeah.
putting up tables and all that. Yep. So
Yeah.
it's back to school bash for Elizabeth. Well, actually, it's for everybody, but it's tonight from 6 to 8 at the Elizabeth, and as he said, John Treadway Gym at the high school. So
Yeah.
come one, come all. Axel Steins will be there. He'll be shining.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, what-
boy.
What's your shirt say today? Elizabeth and Cyclones?
With the Tuffy basketball.
Tuffy basketball. You got the coolest shirts. Now, who gave you that one? Honeycutt?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. He's got shirts. He's got more clothes. I swear. He's got a complete wardrobe of Cyclone stuff. It's good. And
Yeah.
understandably so. So when's school start?
In about a week from Friday, August 7th.
Are you looking forward to it or not?
Junior year, oh baby.
Oh, baby. Now, your dad said you did little drivers yesterday. You drove around the parking lot.
Yep.
Oh, how did you do? Good. Yeah, you like driving?
Well, that was just the opening start of my drive.
Opening start of your driving. All right.
Yep.
So that's going to be cool. One of these days, he'll be out running up and down the roads.
Yep.
That'll be good. Axel Steins will shine driving. It's
Yeah,
cool.
and he always shines.
He always shines. He behind the
Yeah.
wheel of a car
It's
wherever.
like traveling with Elvis.
It's like traveling with Elvis. Well, I can't even top that. That's good. He's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Axel Stein shines. Did you get your food ordered?
Yes, I did.
Is it? You haven't eaten yet, have you?
I already just started.
Good night. Nuggets, fries,
And a large
and
sweet
large
tea.
sweet tea.
And off we go.
And off we go. Yep. It is like traveling with Elvis, what your dad said, too. So
Yeah.
that's good. Show him that sign one more time. Tomorrow, you're going to take a day off. You'll be with me Thursday at
Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings.
That's it. Friday will be where?
Food City
It
and
is.
Gretty.
Yeah, where he calls you Alex.
Yeah.
That's
oh,
cool.
that Rob.
That Rob, he's a silly boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a funny man.
He's a funny guy. How many days today? This is number 30,
2.
32. We got a chance to hit 40 before it's over with, before he gets back to school.
Yeah, like over 40.
So next Friday, you'll be going to school, right?
Half day.
Half day.
Yeah, and then I get out at 11:16, and right after that, the last stop of this.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I swear.
Wow, the last stop.
Yeah, I swear next Friday it just keeps clicking off.
Keeps clicking off. You got
Yeah.
it. So where is the time gone? So
Yeah,
it's good. I love you, buddy.
love you too, buddy.
How long are we pals? For how long?
Forever and ever.
Forever and ever, right there. My buddy Axel Stein shines. Go get your lunch before it gets cold.
Yeah.
I'll see you Thursday.
I'll see you Thursday at
At Cannon's.
Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. Enjoy Bristol, Virginia tomorrow.
I will at Blakely Mitchell Men's Clothing Store. Brand new sponsor.
Mm.
All right, quick break. We'll be right back. Andrew Smith, that's Axel Steins. Andrew Smith joins us next on the Tom Taylor Sports. Tell us why. A lot of real estate companies out there. Why David Collins and Company?
Well, we service before and after the sale. I think that's a big thing. And follow through on phone calls. I think, and I have a lot of people just comment on how professional our website is, how professional our agents are, and what we do, and how we follow through with things. For instance, I'm not telling the name of a real estate company or anything like that. That's had a buyer that bought one of our houses through another agency, and she just called me. She said, my agent didn't show up at closing, didn't bring me any keys. We didn't do a final walkthrough. That's pretty sad. And, I just want to let folks know, you come here, you're going to get service, follow through. We're going to work through with you, follow you through the process, help you through the process. You don't have a lender. We've got lenders we recommend. Attorneys for closing we recommend. And you get full service here.
End of story. Full service. Phone number to call?
423-543-5741.
A 97% closing ratio, folks. Collins and Company, great sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken. Literally, the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well. So there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
Back on the Tom Douglas Sports, you look who stopped by our sports writing buddy from the Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, Andrew Smith. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. And before we get started, I wanted to spell a rumor that was perpetuated just moments before I got on here
Yep.
about me only wearing this Braves hat after the Braves win. I wanted to spell that because last night the Braves got boat raced 14-3, and yet here I am still wearing a Braves hat.
You
okay?
are.
So I wanted to dispel that before we got rolling here.
You are. You're a big Braves guy, and you wear it regardless. But when they're on a roll, and they are, they lost last night. Yeah, but got Chris Sale on the mound today, so you got to feel good about the Braves today. But anyway, when they're on a roll, we're talking roll when they're winning multiple games. He's got the hat on. But tonight they got smoked last night, but he still got his hat on. All right, so let's jump in and talk about that. Baseball trade deadline coming up. Do you foresee your team, the Atlanta Braves, doing anything to help themselves by Monday, August 3rd, which is trade deadline day? See
They
anything
should.
going on?
They should. They need to add at least one starter, if not two. The thing that makes it very murky is at this moment in time, there aren't a ton of clear sellers. And that obviously drives the price up for those teams that are selling, looking to sell, which is not ideal if you're a team like Atlanta, like Philadelphia, the Dodgers, teams that are looking to add. But yeah, I definitely foresee them adding starting pitching at the deadline here. Maybe another bat too, we'll see. But I think starting pitching needs to be the top priority for this front office because, you end up, there's only one star you can count on giving you at least 6 innings right now, and it's the man that's supposed to go tonight, weather permitting, Chris Sale.
Yep.
Everybody else, it's 5 and dive. If you're lucky, it's 5 and dive. It happened with Reynaldo Lopez last night.
5 and dive.
And, eventually that taxes your bullpen to the point where last night you're just having to ask a guy to go wear one because we just don't have anybody else in the pen we're willing to put into a spot right now. So, yeah, you need starting pitching. You just need it.
He took one for the team last night.
You had Connor Thomas, the left-hander there,
Bless his
struggled, but yeah, he just got to a point there where it was like, well, I guess you're just gonna have to wear one until it gets to the legal window of being able to go position player, and that's what they did. So.
Yep. So they got beat 14-3 last night. So you look at the wild card standings, and you got about 5. I mean, I'm going to look at it when Greg gets here in a little while. But we got 5 or usually no less than 6 or 7 teams now. They're in the hunt for the wild card. So what that does, all of a sudden, the guys are going to sell. Now they're thinking, we got a lot of baseball left, and we're just getting ready to hit August. Got all of August, all of September. You got 60 days basically left of baseball. So you made a great point. Not all are going to buy. The sellers may not be selling them, may be buying and vice versa. So who's out there pitching, frontline pitching? Guys, of course, Scooble. And then you look at Robbie Ray's out there. Freddie Peralta's out there, who's already said, I basically choked when I was with the Mets. I let him down, disappoint him, and he did. So those are the 3. I'm sure there's more out there. But you look at Scooble. We talked about this yesterday. Now, he's already come out over the weekend and said, I want to finish with Detroit. I want to help him try and win a World Series. So, all right. So now you're the Braves management. If you get this guy, or whoever gets him, you get him for 2 months. You basically rent this guy. And he may go back to Detroit next year with you don't know. He may not even leave, but he's already indicated he wants to stay there for Detroit. So if you're the Braves front office, or any front office, but we're talking about your team, the Braves, do they go after this guy? They stay hands off? I mean, what do you do after he's come out and said, man, I really would like to stay with Detroit?
I think you give an offer. I think the worst that you can be told is no, we're not. Detroit's not going to trade him. But yeah, that's definitely the thing that makes it very interesting. Is you've got Scooble, is set to be a free agent after this year ends. Does he go back to Detroit? Would he end up signing with the Dodgers or Yankees or the Mets, a team that is known to spend a lot of money? That's not out of the realm of possibility. But you've also got the potential work stoppage, definitely CBA end at the end, in December. How does that play a role into this? I think that there's a shot it does. What role is yet to be seen. But I think that with the kind of that combination of things, it makes specifically the Scooble trade market very interesting between, his pending free agency and that lining up with the new CBA gonna have to come into effect.
Yeah, and I'll be playing this time next year. We'll see. Hello, Tom and Mandy Holly. So then you look at, all right, I keep thinking in my mind it's a cash buy, but if instead of just writing him a check for cash, if you have to trade, who do the Braves give up? Who can they afford to give up? I mean, because I keep thinking Scooble, they're going to come get this guy, and they're going to pay him money, and there's not going to be any swapping players. But if you have to swap, if you're the Braves, who are you willing to give up?
I think you're looking more at the prospect route. I don't know. Yeah, there might be a guy or two you throw in that's currently on the big league roster, but you're gonna have to. It's gonna be a hefty prospect price, to get Scooble in a trade. One would think. I don't know if you'd be willing to deal a Cam Kemeny, a guy that was a top draft pick the past couple of years. There's one of the organization's top prospects. Tate Southenstein. These are guys that have kind of been garnering a lot of buzz. But I'm not sure if the organization's willing to deal him or not, especially for a guy that you're expecting will probably just be a 2-month rental.
It's pretty much what you're looking at. Hello, Teresa Ting. How you doing, lady? We're here live again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. So the Braves are going to have to do something. They got to get a pitcher. I don't know who they're going to give. I mean, you got Perez, you got Lopez, Elders, kind of hit and miss. Your only consistent guy is Sale. Swallenbach still on the DL. You still got Shawver Smith on the DL. Holmes, kind of hit and miss with him too, right?
Grant Holmes, to me, is a very good relief option that they're having to start. If you look at the way his season has went, first time through the order, he's been very strong. He does very well. It's that second, and if he even makes it to the third time through the order, it gets rough in a hurry. And to me, that's a telltale sign of a guy that can be good as a middle to decent high leveraged reliever, but a guy you shouldn't have to ask to start. I'm looking at guys like Robbie Ray. I don't know if the Blue Jays would be willing to sell. Maybe they would. A Kevin Gossman type would be very interesting to me.
Okay, that's a new name. Yeah.
So, I had my hopes set on Sonny Gray for a little bit, but with the Red Sox getting hot like they did, and firmly in the playoff picture in the American League, I don't think they're selling. But yeah, I think that those are a couple of names you could probably look out for. Maybe the Braves make a move that way. That they need somebody.
They need somebody. There you go. Now, in that same division, you got the Phillies. They're talking Scooble. They're going to try. And Harper came out today and said, I hope we do something to give us a little shot in the arm for the second half or down the stretch. So the Phillies, Dave Dombrowski, who's a riverboat gambler, he's known to wheel and deal. So what do you look at? What can the Phillies do to help themselves out?
I think they're also probably looking at another arm, although I think they probably aren't as dead set on the pitching route. But they definitely are going to add somebody. You look this window that they've got, it's not going to be open for too much longer. If you look at, the age of all these core pieces, Harper, Schwarber, Turner, Rio Muto, all these guys are, 30 plus, right? And not to say that, this is their last chance. I think they've still got another year or two of contending, but, it's not wide open 5-6 year runway. They've got to make something happen quickly. So, I wouldn't be shocked if they lean more on the offensive side. If they go try and get a right-handed bat, I think that would help their lineup out a bunch. But yeah, I expect Dave Dombrowski. There have been very few times where Dave Dombrowski has not been aggressive at the trade deadline. This year shouldn't be much of an exception.
We'll talk Tennessee football in a second. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Mr. James is now a Philadelphia 76er. That created quite a ripple last week in the NBA. So, good move, bad move. How do you sum up LeBron James leaving the Lakers, now a Philadelphia 76er?
I think this is a good move for both parties here. I think that if you're the Sixers, you're getting a guy that's able to be another ball handler, distributor type, and really bolsters your starting five. I still question the depth of that team a little bit, but man, starting five is one of the strongest we've seen in a while. You've got Maxey and Edgecombe in the backcourt, and then Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, Joel Embiid in the front court. That's a really strong five. And then on LeBron's side, yeah, you got one more kind of window here to go, try and get a fifth ring, to be on a contending team, and he did it taking not very much money because he came out and said, "Look, money wasn't the number one thing for me in this decision. It was for, a chance to go compete for a championship." And I think that they absolutely are one of the favorites in the Eastern Conference. But man, the Eastern Conference this year is going to be a bloodbath of sorts. You've got Philly, you've got the Knicks who just won the championship. The Cavs should still be strong. The Heat got Giannis Antetokounmpo. That there's going to be Boston still should be pretty good even without Jaylen Brown. Like that, it's going to be a very strong conference.
So my question I saw in the lineup, because it is impressive, is there enough basketballs to go around? There's a lot of egos on that floor for the 76ers. So can they all temper their egos and all play for the same cause, win a championship? Or, you've seen other teams in the past that had the talent, but they couldn't get along because they all wanted to be a star. So how do you see that playing out?
Yeah, I think that's a real concern. A lot of those guys have been ball dominant guys in their career, right? Not a ton of those guys have really been asked to do a ton off ball. Joel Embiid has kind of been the engine of the Sixers offense when he's been healthy most all of his career. Jaylen Brown last year, you saw what he could do as a ball dominant guard. With Jason Tatum out for as long as he was. LeBron obviously has been ball dominant his whole career. Tyrese Maxey, I think he's probably the guy that you're probably going to have to ask the most of in terms of playing off the ball. But I think that's because he can probably handle it the best. I think that he's shown times in his career where he can be effective off ball and not just sit in the corner and wait. So I think that that's kind of the guy you're looking at to ask, hey, would you care to kind of take a little bit off of your ball handling usage so we can run more through LeBron, who I think can still play some off ball as well, through Embiid, through Brown. And but yeah, I think that that's definitely a real concern if there's only one basketball in the court at the time.
I think the key to that whole scenario in Philadelphia, and I don't know who it is, you may know, who's the head coach of the
That'd be
70s?
Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse?
Yes, he was the coach of the Raptors when they won their championship a few years ago.
So Nick Nurse, to me, is the straw that's going to stir this drink. He's got to be the guy that keeps everybody level-headed. Because you just said it, and you're right, the talent on this floor is unbelievable. But there's one basketball, and there's 5 egos, at least 5 egos. So Nick Nurse will be the guy I think will be the key to the whole kit and caboodle in Philadelphia to keep everybody shooting for the same goal, and that's a NBA World Championship. So we'll see. But it created quite a stir, and understandably so, when he said he's going to be – everybody thought he was going to Miami, and he said, no, I'm going to be a Philadelphia 76ers. Southeastern Conference Media. Did you get a chance to vote, by the way? Were you one of the voting guys?
I was not. It was just the media that was in Tampa. I was covering it remotely.
Okay. So the SEC media, in this order, picked Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, LSU. That's your top 5. Alabama 6th, Oklahoma 7th. Tennessee picked 8th to finish 8th in the SEC. Beneath them are Florida, Missouri, South Carolina, Auburn, Vanderbilt in that order. Kentucky, Mississippi State, Arkansas, rock bottom, dead last. You okay with that or not?
I think that makes sense. I was kind of anticipating Tennessee being anywhere in that 7 to 10 range of the preseason poll. I think that there's just a baseline level of talent there where they are. I just don't foresee them going 4-8. I think that there's enough between the offensive line that returns, the skill positions, the back 7 of the defense. If they're going to not be horrible. How good are they going to be? I don't know. A lot of that goes to how much can they affect the passer and how much are they going to get out of either George McIntyre or Faison Brandon. I think there's going to be a baseline level of pretty good just because that's what Josh Heupel has done as career at Tennessee. But that will be what really raises the ceiling of this team is quarterback play and their ability to get after the passer on the defensive side of the ball. So, yeah, 8th I think is fine. I really don't have many qualms about the whole order here, although I did find it interesting. There was one media member out there that picked 14th place Kentucky, gave them a first place vote.
Must have been Kentucky sports.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything else kind of made sense to me in that in the media poll there.
All right, we're going to see what he's got. We're putting him to the test here. We may have already done this. I don't think we have with you. So than everybody else. Yesterday, my pastor said 10-2. Furman, win or loss?
Furman will win.
At Georgia Tech.
That'll be a tough game. I think they'll get that win. But I'm intrigued to see how that game will go. But I'll go win.
Pickens, say Kennesaw State.
That'll be a win.
So you're 3-0, come back home for the Texas Longhorns. Let's see where we're at. Yep, Texas will be in there on September the 26th. Texas or Tennessee and Knoxville?
I think that'll be Texas.
Taking Texas.
I'll take Texas there. I think
Okay.
that'll be a game. I don't think. I think there's a path for Tennessee to win that game, but I'll have to see it before I pick it to happen.
Auburn or Tennessee?
I will take Tennessee here.
I think
over
that's a
Auburn.
trap game. But
I don't doubt that, or
Right.
I don't fully disagree with that, but I think they'll end up finding a way with that game being in Neyland.
okay. Tennessee at Arkansas.
I do think they beat Arkansas.
You're 5-1. Tennessee going to South Carolina. Oh, I'm sorry, skipped over one. Pretty good one.
That's a
Alabama.
pretty good one.
Yeah, Alabama coming to town.
I think Bama will eke out a win in Neyland. I think the run of home teams winning that game will end this year.
Tennessee at South Carolina.
I do think they'll beat South Carolina.
All right. You got Tennessee hosting Kentucky.
I'll go Tennessee over Kentucky.
Okay. And you got Tennessee going to Texas A&M.
Give me the Aggies.
Okay. Tennessee hosting Mr. Kiffin and the Tigers on November 21st.
I'm going LSU.
Okay.
But I see a world, I don't know how likely it is, where they get off to a slow start there in Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
And the thing just kind of spirals out of control. I don't foresee that happening as a very likely scenario,
Mhm.
but I think there is a world where that happens. If that happens, I think Tennessee wins that game. But I don't think that's the most likely, so therefore I'll take LSU.
Be interesting to see how things are by the time they come to
Exactly. There's a
Knoxville,
long
November.
time between now and
You got it.
mid-November.
You got it. We have wrap things up at Vanderbilt.
I think they'll beat Vandy. So that puts them, 8-4?
8-4. You can live with that.
I think that's fine. I think that keeps the pressure off Heupel for a year, knowing what you have coming in the 2027 recruiting class. And the fact you had a first year starter, I think that'll be okay with the fan. I don't think the fan base will love it necessarily, but I don't think that they're going to be on his head to try and get him out of town.
Whatever he does this year, he got himself a big, okay, we won't give you another year because of DGG. They're like, okay, we stumble around this year and go 9-3, 8-4, 7-5, whatever, 6-6. They're all going to say, okay, but ... DGG's coming.
Yeah.
So I think he bought himself some time. Not that he's in trouble, but I just hear more and more folks saying he's got to flip the switch, he's got to turn the corner, he's got to do whatever. So it's come right here.
No, I don't want. Is that on? I'm not getting in there.
Come right here. Stand right here real quick and wave at me.
Okay.
Briley Jean, come right over here. Briley Jean. Stand right here. Both of you, come on. There's my granddaughter. There's Briley Jean and London and Hudson and Mama. So she looks like his mama, thank goodness. So there you go. They're here doing a little back to school shopping. My little granddaughter's in there. That's pretty cool. All right, so who's your dark horse down through here? Who is somebody's going to jump up and go, they didn't got picked way down the list, but they're going to surprise some people, I guess is what I'm saying.
I don't know if I'd go full blown win the conference, but I do think that South Carolina is a team that could be sneaky.
Okay.
They bring back Lenore Sellers. They've got a good bit of talent on that roster. I think they overhauled their offensive line, which struggled at times last year. I could foresee them finishing somewhere in that maybe 5 to 8 range of the conference. I don't know if they'll compete for the league title, but I wouldn't be shocked if they finish better than 11th.
I got nothing basis on. I'm sitting right here. This is all a gut, but something tells me these guys are going to surprise some people. And I don't know why. I got nothing to base it on, except I like John Summerall, the new coach at Florida. I love what he did back in the spring. He handed out gray T-shirts. He said, you all ain't earned the right to put a gator on your shirt yet, so you just wear gray T-shirts. I thought, that's getting their attention. So he has kind of tore things down and started from the beginning and started building back up. What you have anything to base it on, Tom? Absolutely not. Just a gut feeling that John Summerall will do better than they're anticipating in Florida this year.
I could see that. I think with John Summerall, I like him. I really like what he did there at Tulane. I feel like he will either catch fire and they'll be great immediately, or it'll just scuffle and they'll never be able to get it off the ground.
Mhm.
I think it'll either hit immediately or it just won't. And that's to me that has very little to do with Mr. Summerall himself. I think he's going to be a very good coach. I think he is a very good coach. I just think that that's just kind of the nature of Florida right now, and kind of the state of things overall. Is it'll either hit or it won't, kind of quickly. And I think if it doesn't hit quickly, I think that they're getting kind of impatient down there. I don't necessarily know if they're necessarily going to give Summerall 4, 5, 6 years to try and make it happen if it doesn't happen quickly.
Well, you've reached a point in college athletics. We're talking to our buddy Andrew Smith that with the NIL and the transfer portal, a rebuild back before all this started happening was 4, 5, 6 years. Now with the money flying around and the transfer portal and the NIL, yeah, you're going to be told pretty quickly, you got maybe a couple of years and you best be coming up and making some changes. Same with Auburn. Golish is the new guy there. He's when I got a lot of money. And a lot of transfer folks are upgrading the facilities, so they have put a big investment into Auburn football. So they're finished 12th preseason. This is the media. The funny part about this media poll, which since the league began holding its championship game in 1992, the team picked to win the SEC prior to the season by the media has only won the title 10 times since 1992. So don't put a whole lot of stock in this. It's just something to talk about on July 28th. But again, you look at Auburn, you look at Florida, South Carolina goes as their quarterback goes, as far as I'm concerned. The rest of these teams are just kind of mired till they can prove otherwise. But I think from 10 on up, I'm not sure Missouri is worthy of being 10th in the preseason, but Drinkwitz thinks so, the coach. But certainly, you okay with Georgia being number one?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I thought it was either going to have to be Georgia or Texas, and obviously they're the top two by a few hundred points over Ole Miss and A&M. So, yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. Kirby has proven to build just a machine of sorts down there in terms of being in that race every single year, and no reason to think they won't be again, assuming the injury luck is at least decent for them.
Is it weird to look at the Tennessee schedule and not see a Georgia or Florida on there?
That's very strange.
Yeah.
It's very, very strange. For me growing up, it felt like the Florida game was, a fairly big one early in the year that kind of determined, if you can manage to beat Florida, you're gonna have a pretty good year, and it's strange not seeing it there. I'm glad I got to go to Gainesville last year, to kind of as the end of that being the yearly rivalry. Obviously, they'll see each other next year and then 2029, but it'll be every other year thing. But yeah, to kind of cap off that era of playing them every year, and it's definitely strange not seeing two SEC East formerly rivals not there.
High school football media days, got them this week?
Yes, sir. I got 2 on Thursday. Unaka Thursday morning, Hampton Thursday afternoon. Those will be my 2 this week, and they'll be heading out to Happy Valley and Cloudland late next week, first week of August there. So then we'll have our tab ready to go ahead of week 1, August 21st. Just a couple weeks away from getting this thing rolling, and we're talking about it now. Before you know it, we'll be talking playoffs.
Oh, it's hard to believe. I mean, as soon as we get through dead week, we're rolling, meet the Cyclones and doing this. Now we're going to start scrimmages. They'll go full pad starting next Monday and a couple of scrimmages. And again, 24 days, is that right? Yep, 3 weeks from Friday nights, opening night.
Yep.
So hard to believe it. I'm ready for it. I'm looking forward to your great coverage, you and JD and Angie and Birchfield. Who am I leaving out? Anybody?
Woodson.
Brian Woodson, yep. So they cover a lot of teams with 4 or 5 guys. They do a do a great job covering all the parties that need to be covered. So, Andrew Smith, get you some lunch. You hungry?
Yes, sir.
Always hungry. Always can eat, right?
Yes, sir.
So, unequivocally, yes, sir. We'll take a break. Mr. Baseball is due to join us coming up. We're here live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're talking to our buddy Sherry Holtzclaw, the owner of the Jewelers Bench, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. E. Newtons. You got a ton of them. Just about E. Newtons, would you please?
I do have a ton of them. They are 14 karat gold filled. They're stretchy. They come in 3 different sizes and easy to wear. You can swim in them. You can work out in them. You can sleep in them. They hold up very well. And there's also a lot of different colors. And then coming soon, I'll be getting the America, the 250 birthday celebration ones in. Hopefully soon. I've been waiting.
Hundreds of them they have. I don't think anybody else anywhere has more E. Newtons than the Jewelers Bench.
Now, usually everybody that comes in is pleasantly surprised with what I have in stock.
Hundreds. I'm not kidding you. Hundreds of E. Newtons here at the Jewelers Bench. Hours you're open?
We're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and on Saturday, 9:30 to 4.
Social media, how do we find you?
Facebook and Instagram.
And the magic phone number is?
423-542-5600.
So if you want E. Newtons, come here first. I promise you, they got more selection than anywhere else in the Tri-Cities, in my humble opinion. The E. Newtons at the Jewelers Bench, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Look who showed up, Mr. Baseball. I went over to spend a little time with my granddaughter.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know who you were talking to. I couldn't see her from
Oh, yeah.
where I was standing, but I saw you standing over there.
That's my buddy.
Oh, yeah. Good girl.
Oh, her testimony Sunday night was unbelievable. They went to Arise, and she rededicated her life, and it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it was kid night, youth night, and they gave testimonies, and they had to ask some of them. Didn't have to ask her. She said, "You absolutely want to get up here and talk about the Lord." So anyway, she's back here hanging out with her youth pastor's wife. So
Okay. Awesome.
oh yeah, that's what it's all about, folks. So what we're talking about here don't matter a hill of beans. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. I mean, it's all right. It's chit chat. But at the end of the day, it's all about your walk with the Lord Jesus.
Yep.
It's real simple.
Absolutely.
So, and all this other stuff. I say this all the time. You think this is important? Go up to ICU at any hospital and ask any family member, anybody laying in that bed, how important Braves baseball or the Yankees are. They're going to go, yeah, right.
Yeah.
They're working on oxygen levels,
Yeah.
trying to get this down, get this up, trying to get out of there.
Yep.
Am I right?
That's right.
Yeah. So it's what it's all about.
Been there a bunch of times with a bunch of people over
Absolutely.
the years.
Yep. So anyway, so we'll talk about it because that's what we're here to do. But yeah, we take it with a big grain of salt. It is. Say it one more time and we'll move on. Sports is supposed to be one spoke in the wheel of everybody's life. One spoke. It's supposed to all these other spokes, family, this, that. Well, a lot of folks make sports the only spoke, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
some people do. Yep.
So anyway, we're here. Let's start off with the Hall of Fame. We had three guys,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Kent, Andrew Jones, Carlos Beltran went into the Baseball Hall of Fame at Cooperstown. Pretty good three.
Yeah, good bunch of guys. They, I watched Jeff Kent's speech. Didn't get to see the others, but watched his speech. You know, and it's your typical Hall of Fame speech, thanking everybody that helped get him there, saying it wasn't all him and all that, and that's what you hear from pretty much all of them. But
Well, they should be. Yeah.
yeah, and they had a record number of Hall of Famers return this year to be there with the guys, and that's always good, you know.
Yeah. It's like a who's who up there behind the podium, right?
Oh, it
Some
is
Pretty good players up there.
Yeah, there's just a few.
Yeah, just a few. Yeah. Is your mother watching, by the
She's
way?
watching. Yeah, absolutely.
Tom, you're so goofy. So thank you, Ev. So cherry. Let me see if I can get this. Cherry pie deluxe.
Cherry cream pie. Cherry cream
How
pie.
do I not get that?
I don't know.
We've been going over this for 22 years. How
Yeah.
can we not get this? Cherry cream pie.
Yeah.
Oh, Ev. August, the dog days are coming. I'm famished. Oh, Ev. Cherry cream pie. Man, what it wouldn't be good to sit underneath a tree in August with a glass of milk and a big old slab of cherry cream pie.
Yeah, it's good
Oh,
stuff.
Ev. Are you hearing my cries for help? Oh, Ev.
She's hearing.
That's, yeah, so is
She
everybody else.
hears.
Oh, yeah.
Question is, will she act?
Yeah. She hasn't so far.
She
Although-
has. How many of those has she fixed you?
I don't know. That doesn't
Like
that-
three?
but we need another one. It's not. It's the old. What did you do for me yesterday? We're looking for another one now.
Yeah.
So, cherry or cream pie.
Cherry cream pie.
I finally got it right. All right.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is a big week in Major League Baseball.
Huge week.
Huge. Monday's the trade deadline. So here, hello Joanne, little JoJo, how you doing, lady? Hello Baker, how you doing, lady? Our movie star buddy Baker. Got a young man who's going to be an incredibly good quarterback for the Cyclones. So, all right. So here's the thing. I was talking to Andrew about this earlier. And let's see. I got the wild card is in this mess somewhere.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah, here it is. All right, so Yankees, Boston, Cleveland right now. And Minnesota's right on the cusp. But you look at Houston, Seattle, Baltimore, even Detroit, even Toronto are in striking distance.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams in the American League. And the National League right now, it's the Cubs, Phillies, and Pittsburgh. Arizona's right there with them. Then you have Washington, the Cardinals, San Diego, Miami, Cincinnati. I would put those guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So both leagues have 9 teams right now. Figuratively speaking, in the hunt for a wild card. Now we're 60 days out. We got 2 more months of baseball.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, to me, that really kind of muddies the waters because
It's
you
trade
look-
deadline.
you're looking out there going, okay, do we dump or do we go buy? Because we're
Yeah.
least 9 teams are in striking distance. So makes, I would think, a lot of uneasy nights for the general manager and the owner.
It does.
What are we going to do? What do you think?
Yeah. So I think there's some teams that are on that bubble, and they're just wondering, okay, are we going to be buyers? Are we going to be sellers? Are we just going to kind of play it out and not do much and see what happens? I think there's some clear buyers or some clear sellers. The teams are leading their division or maybe even in second place in their division. They're probably going to be buyers. They've probably got a need somewhere. I even have a friend who's a Dodger fan. He's from Los Angeles, so that's kind of cool, to talk to him. And we work together, so we talk a lot. And he says the Dodgers are even going to be buyers. And I said, what do they need?
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, they can still improve." I said, "Yeah, they can. They can pick up the best player at each position, I guess." But but yeah, I look at several teams to really be buyers.
The Dodgers are 67 and 39.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Anyway, they're going. So all right. So let's take the obvious. Who's going to be the buyers?
The buyers.
Let's start in the American League.
Okay, American League. Yankees will be buyers because they're 6.5 games up in that wild card, but that's still not certain at this point.
Nope.
They're 2 games back in the division, 2.5, I guess, really, and so they're going to be buyers. They're going to look to fix some holes if what they have. The Yankees, I think they'd like to have a catcher. Everybody wants pitching. But the Yankees are looking for a catcher, maybe even an outfielder, since Bellinger's now. And Judge is coming back, but yeah, they're down in the outfield a little bit.
So which month is it that you really get into interdivisional play? Is it August or September?
It's August and September, toward the end of August. And I mean, if you look at some of these schedules, though, I can pull up a schedule for you here in a second. It is nuts.
Is it?
Some of these schedules. All right. I'll give you an example. The Reds, if they're going to do something, they've got to make their move now. Okay? Let me tell you why. Here's their September schedule. All right. They open September in the middle of a 3-game series with San Diego.
Oh, okay.
They then host Milwaukee for 3 games.
Okay. Second best team in baseball.
Then they go to the Dodgers for 3 games in L.A.
Best team in baseball.
On their way back home, they go to Milwaukee for 3 games.
So they get 6 games against the second best team in baseball.
Oh, just wait.
Oh.
When they come home, they host the Dodgers for 4 games.
There we go.
Then Chicago Cubs come to town for 3 games.
In the hunt for a playoff.
They have a day off, and then they go to Atlanta for 3 games. And they finish the season with 3 games in Toronto.
Wow. That's the Red schedule.
That's the Red schedule for September.
So my point of this is, you look, number one, there's 2 things out there. Number one, they may not be playing baseball next year. So, but that's way down the road. But immediately, you're looking at buyers and sellers, but you'll also look at, okay, how many, for example, the Yankees will be playing, how many teams are going to be playing inside their division? Everybody's going to be playing inside the division. So if you're going to buy to help your team, now's the time to do that, because you're going to see the teams are going to be making a difference, making you and breaking you in August and September. So So in the American League, you say your buyer's going to be who?
Oh, it'd be the Yankees for sure.
All right.
Boston, Tampa Bay. Look for Texas to do something. Texas had an impressive game yesterday, by the way, but just look for them to do something because they're holding on over Seattle right now. And, so that's kind of a dogfight. I'm curious to see what the White Sox do.
Okay.
Because, they're leading their division. It's one of those worst to first stories,
Oh, yeah.
And nobody saw this coming at all. But, I'm anxious to see if they're going to be buyers and they're going to go out and make a couple trades that they can make, because they've got some good young prospects that they can deal. Are they willing to do it? Do they think they can really push it this year, or are they going to wait for a year or 2?
Evan Carter, by the way, yesterday went 2 for 4, his 9th double of the season for the Elizabeth and Youngin. His 13 stolen base. The Rangers had a big win over the Mariners, had a big series over the Mariners. So, so the buyers in the American League, you named them, all right? In the National League, obviously you would think the Braves got to do something, and they got hammered yesterday.
They did by the Mets of all teams.
Yep.
They love that.
So the Phillies, I would think the Braves going to do something.
Phillies, the Braves, the Cubs.
What will the Cubs do? What are they looking for?
So pitching again.
Everybody wants pitching.
Everybody
right?
wants pitching.
Yeah.
Cubs would like to have a starter, I believe, and so they're looking for pitching. Milwaukee will probably make a move, I would imagine. Look for Pittsburgh to do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they're in the
Who would have thought Pittsburgh?
They're in the wild card right now.
But look for Pittsburgh to do something as well, because I think they've got a real shot this year to make the playoffs, and they will probably be buyers as well. The unfortunate thing is some of these guys that we were hearing about being trade chips, guys that some teams are really looking at to pick up, have been hurt in recent days. Shea Langoliers, he's out for the rest of the season.
Gone with the year. Yeah.
That's a shame because the A's were going to get a haul for him. I mean, a haul.
They got nothing now.
Now they get nothing. They get to keep him, but they don't have him for the rest of the season.
Torn meniscus, he's out for the year.
Yeah, and I heard the same thing about Spencer Steer, that he was, a lot of teams were inquiring about him. Well, now he's on the injured list with his wrist, and they don't know what that's going to mean. If he's having more tests run on his wrist, so nobody's probably going to go out and give the Reds what he's worth at this point since he's injured.
So as a former catcher that you are, a torn meniscus as a catcher, can you ever, I guess you can bounce back from that, but to me that seems to be a very debilitating injury for a catcher to tear the meniscus in your knee.
Yeah, he's going to be, so that's a long process to come back from that anyway. It doesn't matter who you are. Ronald Acuna's suffered that twice. And as an outfielder, he's had trouble coming back from that. But as a catcher, it's even more difficult. He's going to have to work even harder in the off season. I don't know. They say he's done for the season. I don't know how ready he would be if we do have a season next year to start the regular season. He'll be playing some in spring training, but I don't know if he'll be ready for the regular season.
We're here live. We're on the road. We're at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on People Street, talking to Mr. Baseball.
And this place is hopping, by the way.
It is hopping.
There is no parking out there. I had to go next door to park. That's why I was like a minute late getting in here.
All right, you're here. That's all that matters. Cherry O Cream Deluxe is what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. So let's look at the standings.
Okay.
We'll start in the American League East. Tampa Bay, 2.5 better than the Yankees. The Red Sox are smoking red hot. The Red Sox won 8 out of 10. So what do you see now to be? Are the Orioles done, or can they still make a run?
So the Orioles can still make a run. They're one of those teams that's in that weird position. What do you do? They signed Kyle Bradish to an extension. That was a good move for them, I think. They played a great game yesterday, which it worked in my favor in a way that the Reds and Guardians got rained out last night because the game was on ESPN.
My girls are leaving.
They're leaving. The game was on ESPN, so they kept. So I was sitting there watching. They kept going between all 8 games that they had coverage for last night. So I was watching parts of 8 games last night. So that worked well for me being on the show today. And Baltimore, played a good game. It was a very exciting game that they played last night, and they got the win. So, and the funny thing was, I had a Baltimore fan at my house. One of my daughter's friends is a big Baltimore fan. Got a Baltimore logo on the back of her car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she was at the house last night. So when they would switch over to the Orioles, I'd say, "Hey, Izzy, look, Orioles."
Izzy.
Yeah, Izzy. And
Orioles.
look,
birds.
Look at the Orioles.
So they're 52 and 55, but they're in the hunt for a wild card spot.
Yeah, and you hear, you hear all the rumors of the trades and everything. You hear that they're willing to trade Adley Rutschman. I've heard him as a perfect fit in Cincinnati because the Reds are openly marketing Tyler Stevenson.
Tyler Stevenson,
yeah. So, I mentioned that to her last night. She wasn't too big of a fan of the Orioles trading Adley Rutschman, but
no,
yeah, she said, "Oh, I don't like that." And I said, "Yeah, I would say not."
In the Central Division, White Sox lead Cleveland by 2. I'm watching the clock. I don't want to make you late for work.
Yeah.
Minnesota's 3 out. So White Sox lead Cleveland by 2, Minnesota by 3. In that division, buyers and sellers would be Cleveland, Minnesota, or not?
Cleveland. It's funny that you don't know. I wouldn't know what to do. Now, Minnesota, if I was Cleveland, I would probably be a buyer because I think Cleveland still has a legitimate shot there. Minnesota's one of those teams you just don't know. I mean, you just don't know what to do. Is this a year you can go all in? I'm afraid for them it's not. But they're only a game under 500. I mean, if you're at 500, you got a good shot. You really do.
There's one of those bubble teams. Hello, Coach Shipley.
Yeah.
How you doing, sir?
Now, you look at that division, though, I have a feeling next week Tarek Scooble's going to be wearing a different uniform.
So let me hit on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been on this. Everybody I've had on the show this week. Over the weekend, Scooble comes out and says, I want to stay in Detroit and win a World Series with the Tigers.
Sure,
All
he
right.
says that.
So.
And he does. I'm sure he does.
Yeah. So if you're another team, knowing this guy's going to be with you for only 2 months anyway, he may end up back in Detroit, and you get him for 2 months. So now I'm thinking, all right, do I really want to put all my eggs in that basket? He's made it clear he doesn't really want to leave Detroit. So they may cut a deal to keep him, so that remains to be seen. But my question to you is, if you're another team, after what you've heard from this guy, you still try and go get him? Because he's happy to be in Detroit.
I do think it will affect the price that that it would cost to get him from Detroit. I think that would. I think he may have done the Tigers a disservice by coming out and saying that because teams may not be willing to quite offer him as much. I think he realizes, and everybody's saying that this next week for Detroit is crucial for them. But they're 7 games under 500. They're 6 back in the division. It's going to be a long shot this year. It really is. And if they have a reasonable chance to re-sign him at the end of the season, which I think he'll go check the market no matter what. He'd be crazy not to be honest. But even if he does want to stay in Detroit, he'll talk to some other teams at the end of the season. There's no doubt about that. Because you got to test the market. You got to do that. See what your value is. But if they think they can reasonably re-sign him afterwards, why not trade him when you're not going to win this year and get a haul back if you can get it?
Yep. And you can always turn around and re-sign him in the offseason.
Exactly.
So strike with irons hot, as they say. Then in the West, Texas, 2 games better than Houston. Seattle's right there, 2.5 back. So the Rangers, I keep hearing Evan Carter may be trade bait. I don't know if that's.
I've heard that too.
So
I don't know.
I hope not.
I don't think Texas is going to be. If they trade Evan Carter, it will be because they're going to get some kind of superstar in return. He will be a package for a superstar along with some prospects.
I agree.
If that's the case.
And if I like him in Texas, but if he can go somewhere and play every day, of course he's playing pretty much every day now anyway.
Yeah,
but still. So the Rangers there, and they're 2 games above Houston, and Seattle 2.5 back. So that's anybody's division.
Yeah, and hey, Nick Cross, you need an outfielder.
Yeah, there you go.
Put together a package, talk to the Rangers.
There you go.
Bring Evan Carter a little closer home.
Get him closer to the house. In the National League, the Braves, we talked about them. They're 5.5 better than the Phillies. Phillies will do something for sure. Harper came out last night and said, I hope we do something. He's kind of called out the front office. And so the Phillies are 7 over 500. They're 5.5 back. What do the Braves do? What do the Phillies do?
So look at where the Phillies are last 10 games. They're 3-7 over the
7
last
out of
10.
10. Yep.
I was watching that game last night. Like I said, I had several games that they were flipping me through on ESPN, which was awesome because Miami had lost 12 in a row. Here they are playing Philadelphia, who we've talked about, one of the best teams in baseball, facing Zach Wheeler, who did not have a good night. And so I'm watching this game, and Miami pulls it out. I mean, they had to score 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to win the game, but they did. And it was crazy. Griffin Conine got the game-winning RBI, first one in his career as a walk-off that he's had. Jeff Conine's son, who now plays for the Marlins. Jeff Conine is a Marlins legend, you know. Now his son plays there, gets his first walk-off game-winning RBI last night.
Probably made Dad happy.
Yeah, against the Phillies
Against
of
the
all
Phillies.
teams
Yep.
to end a 12-game losing streak too. So, I think Philadelphia. I mean, somebody said they were talking last night on ESPN. They were talking about Scooble going to Philadelphia. I'm like, oh my gosh, that pitching staff. If they were to get Tarek Scooble,
So you got Nola, you got Luzardo, you've got Sanchez, you've got Wheeler.
Wow. And it's just like
you put Scooble in there, that's big time. And Dave Dombrowski, the general manager, is a wheeler and dealer by tradition anyway.
And he would do it.
Yep.
If he could get him for a reasonable price, for sure. There's some teams that's got some. There's some teams like the Washington Nationals. They're right behind Philadelphia in that division. They're one game over 500, and they're talking about trading C.J. Abrams, who is their cleanup hitter, one of the best shortstops in the league this year. They're talking about trading him possibly because of the haul they can get back for him.
Yep. So it's wheeling and dealing time. By this time next week, it'll be
over.
Be nuts too. So you got in the Central. We talked Milwaukee. We talked the Cubs. We talked Pittsburgh. Cardinals have lost 8 out of 10. They're sinking. The ship's sinking pretty quick. They're 53 and 53. And then in the West, you look at the Dodgers, and you look, of course, Arizona and San Diego, San Francisco. So the Dodgers at 67 and 39 are the best team in baseball.
They're going to win that division.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and call it.
Yeah. Milwaukee is right behind them at 66 and 40. So the rich will just keep getting richer. Speaking of the Brewers, how about Jacob Mizorowski? Struck out the first 7 he faced, 12 the first 13. So 7 straight strikeouts, new franchise record. He also threw over 100 miles an hour for 30-some pitches, the most ever in a ball game.
Yeah, broke his own record.
So Murphy said the managers were going to rest him so he doesn't get arm fatigue. Well, it's working because the guy is throwing BBs. It's unbelievable.
He is.
So what do you do? I mean, the Brewers, this guy's the real deal. I'm keep watching the clock for you. So.
Yeah, hopefully his arm's going to hold out because you love to see guys like this. And, because, he's still throwing 100 miles an hour in the 7th inning a lot of times. And, Jeff Brantley made a comment the other day about Chase Burns because, he's a fireballer as well, having a fantastic season. He's in the Cy Young Award talk as well as Mizorowski. And Jeff Brantley said Chase Burns will not be in the Reds rotation at the end of the year because they're going to have to rest him.
Really?
He said
innings pitched.
Yeah, because he's getting up there. He's this start today will put him more innings pitched than he's ever had in his life in a season.
Let's take a look at American League MVP real quick, and I'm going to let you go. You've got Alvarez, who's on his way to win the Triple Crown, giving him a little push. The Junior Caminero, the Rays.
Yeah.
Ben Rice, the Yankees. Bobby Witt Jr. Royals, who's on the IL, and then Wilson Contreras of the Red Sox. Is it Alvarez's to lose?
It is, yeah. And I think if Houston can show a little spunk and if they just make the playoffs, which I think it is an uphill battle for them, but if they can just make the playoffs, I think that's going to give him enough ammunition to win the MVP. Because a lot of these other guys that you mentioned, Caminero, I think, has got a legitimate shot as well. His team's in first place. He's one of the reasons they're in first place.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt Jr., his team's in last place. They don't usually. It's hard to win an MVP when your team's got 40. Their record's 49 wins, I think. 45 and 62. Hard to win an MVP when your team's playing like that.
In the National League MVP running, Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers, Pete Crow Armstrong, the Cubs, James Wood of the Nationals, Kyle Schwarber, the Phillies, and Jacob Mizorowski of the Brewers.
Yeah, you don't see many pitchers win, but it happens from time to time. Mizorowski, he's been solid. He could sneak in there and get it. Ohtani's been hurt so much this year. I don't know. I think that hurts him a little bit. His numbers are not what they typically are. I think he's having a down season, but he still's always in the conversation. Mm-hmm. So, Pete Crow Armstrong, he's a sleeper there. Look for him because he'll get a lot of votes. He really will. Yeah,
Cubs.
He'll get a lot of votes.
You're due to be in work in 30 minutes.
I am.
You're out. You're gone.
Yes, sir. I
get
need
you
to
some
go
lunch.
Get some food and head over there.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yes,
See you next week.
Absolutely.
All right. Hello, Peggy Gagley. That's a new name. And hello to Pete Taylor. That is not a new name. Hello, kids. How you doing? Quick break. We'll run down Major League Baseball, the schedule, as what we got going on this Tuesday, July 28th, right after this on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Mr. Baseball, Greg Sire, Evelyn Cherry O'Cream Deluxe. Did I get it right?
Cherry cream pie is what she calls it, but yes, fine.
I just need to write the thing down so I know every week.
You did write it down one time.
And I lost what I wrote.
Yeah.
That's how we roll here. You see, we're kind of a little tight.
Yeah.
So I wrote it down and somewhere I threw it away. All right, quick break. Back after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City.
Hey there, neighbors. Todd Houston here with the Elizabethton Church of Christ, wishing you a very happy new year and a wildly successful 2026. I'd like to invite you to come and get to know our family here at Elizabethton as we are seeking to be more like our Lord every day. We're no perfect people, but we're a people that love the Lord and love you. We'd love to get to know you. If you'd like to join us, our times are at 10 and 11 a.m. on Sunday, 6:30 p.m., and then again Wednesday evening at 7. You can find us on Facebook or at elizabettoncoc.org.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
On our buddy Misty Counts, owner of Duck Crossing here in downtown Elizabethton. Springs and summer's right around the corner. Why come shopping at Duck Crossing in downtown Elizabethton?
Because we've got everything you could ever dream of. We have 3 floors with over 50 different vendors. We have a great selection. We have more than 75% of our items are vintage, which are 25 years or older. So we are an antique mall, but we specialize in vintage items and things that take care of vintage items like our cleaning supplies and things like that. We have clothes, we have jewelry, we have a little bit, like I said, of everything.
Yep, and you do. Hours are open?
We're open through the week, 11 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. Saturdays we're open 10 to 6.
Closed on Sundays.
Closed on Sundays.
How do we find you on social media?
We're on Facebook at Duck Crossing Elizabethton, Instagram at Duck Crossing Antique, and on TikTok.
3 floors, over 50 vendors. Be loyal, buy local, buy it in downtown Elizabethton with Duck Crossing Antique Store, one of our proud sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Let's run down Major League Baseball for this Tuesday, July the 28th, one-day game. The Reds and Cleveland in Cincinnati. Chase Burns, 12-1 on the mound for Cincinnati, and a 140 star, which is not that far away. Under the lights tonight, Baltimore, Detroit. You've got Arizona and Pittsburgh. The Phillies in Miami. Alcantara will go for Miami, who's 10-6. Aaron Nola will go with the Phillies, but Alcantara on the mound for the Miami Marlins tonight. Texas at Tampa Bay. Cal Quantrill will go for the Rangers against Griffin Jacks. He'll counter for the homestanding Rays. So it's a big series for Texas. Opening up in Tampa. Toronto and Washington. The Braves will be in New York again. Chris Sale, 11-6, the ace of the staff, taking on Christian Scott for the Mets tonight in New York, who they got clobbered last night. As you know, the Braves did. The Reds in that second game of the doubleheader getting washed out yesterday. It'll be Singer on the mound for the Reds in Game 2 tonight. The Yankees in Chicago, Garrett Cole trying to continue his comeback. He'll be on the hill for the Yankees in Chicago against the White Sox. Kansas City, Minnesota. The Cubs in St. Louis to bow to the Cardinals. Houston and L.A. to bow to the Angels. Also tonight in Major League Baseball, you got the Red Sox taking on the Athletics again tonight in California. Colorado at San Diego, Milwaukee at San Francisco, and the Dodgers hosting Seattle. Pretty good matchup. Robleski rather, for the Dodgers, and Luis Castillo will counter for the Mariners tonight. It's a pretty good series. Could be a World Series preview. It's a long shot, but it could be where it's all said and done in the playoffs coming up in the postseason in October. So we've got baseball August and September before it wraps up. So there's a lot of baseball left. Speaking of that, here's a wild card. If it stopped today, you have the Yankees, the Red Sox, and Cleveland are in. If it stopped today, Minnesota's a game out. Houston's a game and a half out. Seattle and Baltimore are 2 games out in the wild card race. In the National League, if we stop today, it'll be the Cubs, the Phillies, and as Greg said, to me, a very unlikely team out of nowhere. Here they come. The Pittsburgh Pirates would be in. So those are the 3, but Arizona's right there with them. In fact, they're even Steven. So it's a 2-way tie for third. Cubs, Phillies, and here the Pirates of Arizona be that third team if it stopped today. Other teams in the hunt, Washington, the Cardinals, the Padres, and Miami, and even the Reds. So it's going to be a very competitive race down the finish for the wild card and the division races, too. Those aren't locked in yet either. So it's going to be interesting down the stretch. It's going to be good baseball. And all that, of course, with the black cloud hanging over top of Major League Baseball, that may not even be baseball being played next year, which is a shame. They can't get together on a contract, a collective bargaining agreement, and right now they're not even close. They're so far away, it's not even talkable right now. They're not. There's no interest at all in both teams sitting down and going, okay, let's hammer this thing out. So we'll see. Hey, tomorrow we're going to be at Blakely Mitchell, the summer clearance sale on. Everything summer in the store will be there tomorrow. Our first stop, brand new sponsor, will be Blakely Mitchell in Bristol, from 15 to 50% off. Suits, sport coats, pants, shoes, hats, now through August 22nd. Shorts, polos, T-shirts, swimwear, up to half off. There's 2 locations in downtown Kingsport on Broad Street. We'll be in State Street in downtown Bristol tomorrow. And the website is Blakely, Blakely, BlakeleyMitchell.com. We'll be there tomorrow. It's looking forward to our first stop. We're going to be up there on a fairly frequent basis, and we're very excited about that. That's coming up tomorrow, our first trip into Blakely Mitchell Men's Clothing Store. All the jackets, 99% of the jackets I wear, this one being one of them, comes from, which one is this? Is a Grenadier. Okay. From Blakely Mitchell. That's where I get my suit jackets. So we'll be there tomorrow, broadcasting live. All right, they established the Little League Softball World Series. Hello to Angie Irwin. That's a new name. Hello, lady. How you doing? Thank you for watching. I think it's a new name. I don't remember that. It's been a while if you have been on. So thank you for listening and watching. I appreciate that. So the Little League Softball is going to be set starting on Sunday in Greenville, North Carolina. It will be Lake Mary, Florida against, oh my gosh, Snohomish, Washington. I'm sure I butchered that name. S-N-O-H-O, Snohomish. I'm going to go with Snohomish. S-N-O-H-O-M-I-S-H. Snohomish, Washington. I'll try and get that better between now and tomorrow. Also on Sunday, you've got Japan taking on Toms River, New Jersey. You have Owensboro, Kentucky against Live Oak, California. And then the last game will be Clayton, North Carolina against Canada. That's the Little League Softball World Series opening round games coming up on Sunday in Greenville, North Carolina. That's pretty cool. So good luck that the boys have not been established yet. They're still trying to determine who's going to get where and who's going to make the cut to get to the Little League World Series. So that's what's going on there. All right, we talked NASCAR, Corey Heim winning it. They're all heading off to the Iowa 350, Iowa Speedway, coming up this weekend. So Corey Heim, a part-time driver, wins a big race over the weekend at the Brickyard. So it's the Iowa Corn 350 at Iowa Speedway coming up this Sunday, the next stop of the NASCAR circuit. As they're winding things down, you've got 4 races left to make the chase. So wind up in things in Daytona. Then we'll start in Labor Day weekend for the Southern 500 in Darlington. That'll be the start of the playoffs, the chase. And one of those stops, of course, next month, or not next month, but in September will be a stop, of course, at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Bass Pro Shop night race. And, of course, the always exciting Food City 300 there on Friday night in September. So it's going to be good. Good racing, and I understand ticket sales are very good right now for Bristol Motor Speedway. We want a full house. Folks coming in here bringing their money from out of state, out of town. Usually all 50 states are represented at Bristol, and so we want a big house. These folks work their tails off around the clock, basically, and so they're always trying to move the needle to make it a more exciting experience in Bristol, and so they're doing it again for the fall this year. It's going to be fun in September. Here is your 16 drivers that we stopped at today. We're not, but just to give you you got 3 guys for sure are going to be in. Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Ryan Blaney are in the chase. They've already clinched it based on points. So has Ty Gibbs. He's in. So you got 4 guys. So you got 12 spots left. You get about, let's see, you've got 12 right now and 4 more. So you got 16 guys trying to squeeze into 12 spots. Basically is what we're doing here. So the drama is being ramped up every race. And again, this week they're in Iowa. Carson Hocevar is 5th in points. So the top 4 are in. Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, and Ty Gibbs have qualified for the chase. Currently 5th in points is Carson Hocevar. Man, he just makes them mad everywhere he goes. He is rubbing people the wrong way virtually every week. He don't care. Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Larson, Chris Buescher, Christopher Bell, Daniel Suarez, William Byron, Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Austin Cindric would be your 16 drivers in the hunt right now. In the chase, on the outside looking in, you have Ryan Preece, Eric Jones, Brad Keselowski, and Michael McDowell. Again, next stop this weekend will be the Iowa Corn 350 at Iowa Speedway. So it's another track that's becoming more prominent on the NASCAR circuit. So pretty cool stuff. All right, let's take a look at, before we get out of here, we got a few minutes left. We're here live again at Chick-fil-A. The toughest schedule in the Southeastern Conference. By the way, the Big Ten Media Days start today. We'll see what they are saying up at the Big Ten Media Days. They're crowing about being the best football conference in America, and they can back it up by saying that. Okay. So we'll see what they've got to say starting today. Their media days are happening in the Big Ten Media Days for football. All right, so they say the toughest schedule in the SEC is Missouri. They have Texas A&M. They go to Ole Miss. They go to Georgia. They got Texas at home, Texas A&M at home, and Oklahoma at home. And they go to Ole Miss and they go to Georgia. It's a pretty tough schedule for Coach Drinkwitz and the Missouri Tigers, who got finished preseason predicting, what was it, number 8 or 9? Way down the list. So what do I do with that? I had it right here, and I moved everything around because we're a little cramped. But that's okay. We're all right. Anyway, they're in the bottom tier of the SEC. No, they're not. They're at number 10. Missouri's at number 10 with the toughest schedule in the league. It's interesting. Then you look at the second toughest schedule is Oklahoma. Their road trips are to Michigan, to Georgia, to Texas. You got Texas A&M at home, and Oklahoma has LSU at home. That's a pretty tough schedule. I would agree. You look down and they say the 13th toughest schedule, the Tennessee Vols. They've got Alabama at home. They got Texas at home. They go to Texas A&M. They got LSU at home. It's a pretty tough schedule. I'm not sure it's the 13th easiest or toughest schedule in the league. That's Texas and Alabama at home. Then on the road to Texas A&M and also LSU. You got Auburn coming in too. You go to Arkansas. So anyway, that's some of the teams. And again, they say the easiest schedule in the SEC this year is Alabama. Interesting. The Crimson Tide. They say their schedule is the easiest. They got Georgia at home. They got Texas A&M at home, and they go to LSU. They say that's, but they come to Tennessee too. So I think it's a tough schedule as well. They're all tough. We can sit here and analyze this till the cows come home, but the bottom line is they're all, here it is right here. I put it over here. Did I see it? Missouri finished 10th in the preseason media poll. And again, this don't put any much stock in that because it is what it is. We said since I've been picking the media, they've only picked first place champions 10 times since 1992, which is a long way back. So, but anyway, it sounds good on July the 28th. It's Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and LSU, the preseason top 5 in the SEC. Tennessee at number 8. The bottom, Peter, the Arkansas Razorbacks. So we'll go down from the bottom, work up. Last place pick was Arkansas. Then comes Mississippi State, Kentucky 14th, Vanderbilt 13th, Auburn picked 12th, South Carolina picked 11th, Missouri at the number 10 spot. Number 9 is Florida. Number 8 is Tennessee, preseason pick. Number 7 is Oklahoma. Number 6 is Alabama. Number 5 is LSU. Number 4 is Texas A&M. Number 3 is Ole Miss. Number 2 is Texas. Number 1 is Georgia. See, I don't see Georgia. I don't see Ole Miss doing it this year. I just something. I don't know why. I just don't see. I think Kiffin leaving. I know they got Trinidad Chambliss back for another year, and that's a big shot in the arm. But I just don't see him being third in the league. I could be wrong. More times than not, I am, but I just don't see it. Let me see who they got in their schedule, by the way. Ole Miss. Who do the Rebels play this year? They're considered the 5th toughest schedule in the league. They've got 18th ranked Louisville at home, 14th ranked LSU at home. There you go, to Texas. They go to Oklahoma, and they got Georgia at home. It's a tough schedule, folks. Louisville, LSU, Texas, Georgia, and Oklahoma. Whew. So I just don't see Ole Miss being number 3 in the league. So I would take Georgia, Texas, Texas A&M, LSU, then Ole Miss. So that's me, and what do I know? I'm just the guy sitting there talking, so they know far more about it than I do, I guess. So Andrew picked 8-4 for Tennessee this year. My pastor yesterday, Mark Fowler's on the show. He picked Tennessee going 10-2. So I've got them at 7-5, 6-6, 4-8, 9-3. So they're all over the road as far as what they can do. And I think, for me, I think the game of the year is the Georgia Tech game. And I say game of the year for Tennessee to establish what kind of, they go to Georgia Tech in week 2. They got Furman at home. That's a win. No knock on the Paladins, but that's a win. Then you go to Georgia Tech and come back home to Kennesaw State, which is a win. Then you got Texas coming. So to set the table, you are bookended Furman and Kennesaw State. You're supposed to win those. In between is a trap game or a game in Atlanta against Georgia Tech. So then you got Texas coming to town. So to me, to set the table for the season would be the Georgia Tech game. So you got Texas, and we got Auburn coming to town, which I think will be tougher than people think. I think Golish is going to, I don't know if he can do it this year. I think he's going to turn that program. But as we said earlier on the show, the rebuilds, there's less patience now for rebuilds because the NIL and the transfer portal, you can get your team turned, boom, pretty quickly if you get the right combination of players. So a rebuild used to be 3, 4, 5 years, get your players in there and recruit them and keep them. Well, now that's not the case. Now you can go with the transfer portal and NIL. You can change it pretty quick, and you can improve yourself real quick. So we thought that was going to be the case in Tennessee with Chaz Coleman, who did not pan out. But we'll see how it goes in Knoxville. But so the rebuild typically in years past is not the way it is now. You can rebuild pretty quick, and a point of this is the coaches will be expected to rebuild quick. The chain or the leash, if you will, or whatever how you want to identify the coach, will be shorter than normal because the expectation is we've got money in the kitty, we've got the NIL, we've got the transfer portal. We expect you to go out and get these kids and bolster the roster quicker than normal. So the pressure is on these coaches more so than it was in the past because the rebuild is going to be expected to be done quicker, a.k.a. Auburn, a.k.a. Florida, Will Stein at Kentucky. These guys are going to be expected to get paid big bucks to turn around quicker than normal because of what I just said, the NIL and the transfer portal. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. We're here, back with a few more little tidbits right after this from one of our great sponsors. Hello, Sunshine. My little buddy. Connie's in the house. And we'll do that right after this. We'll be there coming up on Thursday at Cannon's Fine Home Furnishing. Why Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings in downtown Elizabethton?
When everything goes corporate and everybody, you walk in and you're customer number 1,799, here you're Tom, and we know who Tom is. We know who you are. And we do it the old-fashioned way, so we're big enough now that we can take care of everybody and we can, get the good deals. We get the volume discounts and all that kind of stuff. And we're one of the last family-owned furniture stores in East Tennessee. But we're small enough that we know who you are and we can take care of you.
Absolutely. Social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, at cannonshomestore.com on the internet, and just look up Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings on Facebook.
Hours are open?
Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 5.
And the magic phone number to call?
423-543-6937.
Be loyal, buy local. Biden Elizabeth from Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabeth. What's it all about, ma'am?
Well, thank you, Tom. It's a great place to shop. We have a little bit of everything. We like to use the quote, "Things tell a story when people no longer can."
Mhm.
So we have a building full of things that are reminders of our past, good conversation pieces, things that add character to your home, collectibles, home decor, furniture, vinyls, coins, just a little bit of everything.
2 floors. How many vendors?
We have over 50 vendors.
Over
We have
50 vendors.
downstairs and a main floor.
Lots and lots of things in here. Something for everybody, for kids, for men, for ladies. Going back, antiques is what it's all about. So period costumes, period clothing, period jewelry, furniture, glassware. It's all right here. Hours are open.
We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday, closed on Sunday.
Social media, how to find you?
And we're on Facebook at Eagle Center Co-op, and then we have an Instagram that's Eagle Center Antiques.
Yep. And the phone number is?
It's 542-5547.
Last thing, what separates the Eagle Center from all the other antique stores in the Tri-Cities?
Well, I think it's probably the vendors. We just have really good vendors who bring in really quality things, and they change up all the time. They're in and out every week, bringing new things, and they're really good about keeping their booths clean and neat, and the things are displayed easily so you can see them. And we just have a lot of unique, unusual things.
And the slogan is?
Things tell a story when people no longer can.
There you go. The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabethton, proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Collins and Company got this NASCAR collectible going on. Going on right now. It goes through August the 4th, which is next week, of course. Over 400 lots. You've got Dale Earnhardt NASCAR Legends, collectibles, Matchbox Superstar Transporters, die-cast cars, die-cast coin banks and advertising collectibles, premium scale models, NHRA and drag racing transporters. Pretty cool stuff. Here it is. Over 400 lots. Go to collinsandcompany.info to check it out. And shop till you drop or bid till you drop. Die-cast and trading cards, NASCAR collectibles. It's going on now. And runs through Tuesday, as we said, August the 4th. So, we'll check it out myself. So, spans decades of NASCAR history, one of the largest die-cast and transporter auctions we've ever offered. Perfect for collectors, investors, and racing fans of all ages. So, huge online auction, collectible NASCAR, die-cast and trading cards going on right now. Over 400 things to take a look at and bid on. And that will be again on August the 4th is the cutoff, which is next Tuesday. Is that right? Yeah, Tuesday, August the 4th. Interesting. Also, we told you earlier about Brummett Sports. They've got those youth cheerleader uniforms on sale. You got the football pants, black and white, that are on sale. They got the fan jerseys. The solid dry fit top and the mesh bottoms up here is solid. There's mesh down the rest of the jersey. Got them on sale, both youth and adult. And then Letterman jackets. We talk about this over and over, but the Letterman jackets are, you have 10 weeks. It's good to see you too. You're Kim Smith. Yeah. Kingsport City School bus driver lady, wasn't it? Played for South. Your little cup. Your little cupcake. That's what you called him. I did on the air. Your little cup. You too, dear. Her little cupcake. I love it. That's right. I did call him. We played baseball at South back in the day. Anyway, so Brummett Sports Shop. Appreciate them bunch of being our great sponsor. Tomorrow, get our first trip. Looking forward to being up there too. Blakely Mitchell Men's Clothing Store. All the summer stocks on sale. Oh, yes. Summer clearance, 15 to 50% off. There it is. Suits, sport coats, pants, shoes, hats. Where do you get all your jackets, Tom? I get them all from Blakely Mitchell Men's Clothing Store. The two stores in Bristol and Kingsport. We'll be at the Bristol store tomorrow, State Street. Looking forward to seeing what all they got. We'll do a little show and tell, show all the different things for the guys, all the different suit jackets and coats and pants and sunglasses and hats and on and on and on. We'll be there tomorrow. Looking forward to it. All right, let's wrap it up. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross. You see 24 days to Cyclone football. Can't wait. Eddie Pless, yours truly, going to bring you to the Cyclone Network. Headed up this year by Andrew Barnett. We got some new bells and whistles we're going to show you and tell you about. We're excited about that. Here it is. If a situation or circumstance has given you or is currently giving you dark days and tough times, and you didn't or don't know if you can come through it, he turns our dark light into his unconditional caring love, and his strength he gives us to press on. Amen. Psalms 18:28 says, "You, O Lord, keep my lamp burning. My God turns my darkness into light." Then Psalms 18:31 and 32 says, "For who is God besides the Lord? And who is the rock except our God? It is God who arms me with strength and makes my way perfect." It is God who arms me with strength and makes my way perfect. Hope this is a comfort for you. Hope it is. Folks have responded today, said very much it is. And that's why we do it, as a source of encouragement. The verse of the day here in the Tom Daly Sports Show. Our guests today have been Axel Stein Shines, Greg Salyer, Mr. Baseball, and Andrew Smith. Sports writer John City Press, Kingsport Times News, back tomorrow. Ready to go to be live. Our first stop at ever, Blakely Mitchell Men's Clothing Store in downtown Bristol on State Street. We'll be ready to go tomorrow. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching the show. Be sure and like and share. And as we always say, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Bloom where you're planted, and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 2541 on our way to, you know where we're headed, on our way to 2,600 shows. We're at 2541. Thanks for watching the show. We'll see you back tomorrow. Again, thanks again to Chick-fil-A here on People Street in Elizabethton. So long from Chick-fil-A on the Tom Daly Sports Show.